Awesome. Welcome back everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to go through all things regarding Craigieburn. And for those of you who don't know where Craigieburn is, it's about 50 minutes away from Melbourne CBD, right on the outskirts of sort of North Melbourne and further up. It is on the outer fringes essentially, close to some developing suburbs like Mickleham, which is full of all new housing. And Craigieburn is a location that has done pretty well over the past 10 to 12 months, and I still want to keep going through about whether or not you should still consider it for investment in 2026 and weigh up some of the pros and cons of this location. Now, like always with all of these suburbs, I like to go through the micro data first because it shows us what is happening on the ground for you as an investor. And you can see the median buy price is around 736,000 with about 3.5% yield. Now, I found properties from anywhere around 700,000 all the way up to 850 up to $1 million in this location. Obviously, we're trying to look at the more affordable price range of 700 to 800, and if you don't really have that budget, you're probably not going to be able to find an investment property in this suburb itself. Now, the yield you can get about 4 to 4.2%, which is not bad at all for Melbourne. In general, when we're talking about almost all the inner city locations, is around 2 to 3%, and some of the outer locations around 3 to 4%. So scoring above 4% in Craigieburn is a good deal in my opinion. Now, that is all relative, of course, but in Craigieburn, it's good. And when you start to look at the historical price trends of Craigieburn, it pretty much follows the growth story of Melbourne CBD, where it had a massive run during the COVID times of 2019 to about 2022. It went through a flat spot, as you can see on the graph here, and now it's starting to rise again with about 7% growth. Now, it's been rising since, early 2025 onwards, and we're still going to expect growth over the next 6 to 12 months in Craigieburn. And then long term as well, you can hold this location with little to no issues, and you will see double in value over time. Now, of course, the yield is low, tenants might not be the best. There are trade-offs like everything, but that is the nature of this location. Now, rents are not that great. It is around 0.79% in terms of rising over the past 12 months, which is a little bit on the lower side. And I don't foresee you being able to rise rents anytime in the near future, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, you can see it has a good fundamental base. Socioeconomic score is at 4 and rented to owner occupier ratio is at 28%. So there's a lot of owners in this area, a lot of people who want to live in this area. It is a growing suburb, and it isn't like the North Melbournes of Dallas and Broadmeadows where there's a lot more renters, around 50%. This is a lot more family friendly, owner occupier appealing location for people to raise families, have kids, etc. And when you look at the affordability index, it's actually very, very strong. It's less than 50 years. It's closer to the 35-year mark. It's around 37.5 years, which means it's actually very affordable for most local residents when you find that most capital city locations are erring on that 50-year price point. And when we start to look at the data, it's painting a very good picture of future growth. When you look at the supply side, it is very low overall and it is continuing to fall. And we can see demand is still very strong, selling less than 30 days. And inventory is very tight. It's only 0.8 months. So if no properties came on for a month, you'd pretty much have no stock on the market, which is very, very impressive to see. Now, overall building approvals is low, but I want to touch on that a bit later in the video as well. But the one thing that will stick out like a sore thumb if you're looking at the screen properly is the vacancy rates. Now, the vacancy rate's at 4.5%. And quite frankly, this eliminates the suburb for me entirely when I consider an investment. When a location is above 2% vacancy rate, it gets a little bit on the cautious side. And when it's above 4%, that's a real issue. Now, the reason I say that's a real issue is that when you have so many properties vacant, it means it becomes very hard to find the tenant for your property, which means a couple of things. You're going to be out of money. You're going to find it hard to increase the rents in this area because there's so many vacant properties that tenants have too many options to be able to not find a cheaper place to live. And if you don't have good rental cash flow, that means you're not going to be able to upkeep the maintenance of your property. You're not going to be handle interest rate rises, etc., which is a real issue. Now, that is a red flag metric right there for me. Now, does that mean that there's not going to be any capital growth? No. Now, we're going to still foresee growth in the future because the supply and demand metrics, which are the two fundamental core concepts of capital growth, are still in the right trajectory. Where supply is low, demand is high, we see capital growth occur. And that's a combination of investors, owner-occupiers, first-home buyers, etc. But the vacancy rate is a real issue for me. And you can see it has been consistently high over the past 10 to 12 months, and that is very in line with a lot more investors buying into the area. And that's the micro data behind it. And when you start to look at the sort of LGA macro level data of Craigieburn, you can see in terms of employment, a lot of people are employed into education training, a lot of retail, a lot of trade, construction, healthcare, and social services. So a location that is quite diverse diverse in terms of employment and the work that people do in this local area. And this is Craigieburn itself. And when you look at the larger Hume location and LGA, it's a quite big location covering multiple suburbs across North Melbourne and far on the out fringes. And it covers transport, warehousing, manufacturing, construction, retail, trade, and more. So a very well diverse location. And that's important because it'll attract more people to work. You have more employment opportunities, which makes it a place that people want to live, grow, and work in the long term as well, which is what we like to see alongside good schools, good transport connectivity, and so on. And just before I go any further with more points of Craigieburn, if you haven't already, jump into the private community, guys. It's $35 a month, a subscription service, but with that subscription service, you get so much benefit. You get help from me to strategize which location you should consider to invest in. You get unlimited deal reviews that I will be able to help you out throughout your entire portfolio journey. You have access to proven templates, calculators, checklists, and analysis tools that helps you decide which properties to invest into. You have Suburb reviews covering the fundamentals, growth drivers, and red flags. And what's most important is the supportive community of about 250 plus investors helping each other on a daily basis, figuring out which locations to invest into, assessing which markets to attack, and which properties to purchase. And with the help of the investors and myself, you can make better informed decisions about your journey going ahead. You don't want to be the lost lamb in a world full of misinformation. You want someone to cut through the noise, and that person is me, right? So if you need help, jump in the private community. You will not regret it. Let's get back to the video. Just before I show an example of a property in Craigieburn, I do want to talk about a couple of things. Now, Craigieburn is a huge suburb, right? It is massive, and it is on the outskirts of Melbourne CBD. And some people may argue it's not even part of Melbourne. That's just people who are stingy in some ways or not. But Craigieburn is really separated into new homes, which you can see on the far left of your screen, and then established pockets. Now, if you do choose to invest into Craigieburn despite the vacancy rates, that's your prerogative. I highly suggest you focus on the established pockets of Craigieburn. Now, this is important because not only will you get properties with larger land parcels, you get properties that are potentially you could subdivide, you can land bank that in 10 years, the value of the land itself will be almost equal to the house and the property value itself, or the building value rather. When you buy in these established pockets, you are much more likely to be closer to the essential train hub of the location to be able to take you to Melbourne CBD. Even though it does take you about 50 minutes, you're still much closer to that train station. You'll be closer to schools, to the actual shopping centers of that location. And when you're buying in landlocked parts of Craigieburn, the value of your property and the land value of your property will increase stronger compared to the outer skirts of Craigieburn. Now, the difference of the buying into the newer pockets of Craigieburn on the outskirts is that you will get newer homes. They will usually rent a little bit higher, but they will also come with an attached premium. You'll pay more for the building compared to the land value. And then when you also buy on the outskirts of Craigieburn, you have all of this abundant land right on the edge and on the outside of Craigieburn that will continue to be developed throughout the next 10 to 20 years, right? We can almost guarantee and expect through these West Precinct structure plans and future development plans, which will come, it's just a matter of time, that there'll be more houses coming into this area, which means that your property's value growth may slow or hamper because of that. While as the landlocked areas, which are closer to the CBD of Craigieburn, the train stations, the shopping centers, the parks, the schools, the golf courses will increase in value, right? Of course, your homes are older, they will require more maintenance, maybe need to be developed or renovated in the future in 20 years' time. But I'd rather buy in established pockets with big parcels of land, good brick homes that have great value long term, right? And this is really important to understand because when you're sort of picking locations to invest into, you want to focus on the good parts of a pockets and a suburbs. Now, obviously, when you buy into older, rougher sort of suburbs, older, rougher pockets with older homes that will rent less, you tend to find tenants that might not be the best quality compared to newer homes. Now, that's a trade-off, but I'd still rather that than compared to a newer pocket with 300 square meters of land that is packed like sardines like this. That's not what I consider as an investment for now. So that's just my 2 cents there that I would like to tell you guys. Now, when you also look at Craigieburn, it has actually a very good future potential. Now, the Hume location in Melbourne CBD is going to continue growing, provided with strong external migration. A lot of demographics that come from overseas tend to congregate in Craigieburn, and there's likewise suburbs around because they have nicer homes, new homes, potential for new development, decent schools, and good transport or acceptable transport connectivity, I should rather say. And the Craigieburn location location is going to continue to grow in population over that period of time. And so we're going to expect more capital growth to occur in that location over the long term, right? And for now, it still remains relatively affordable with properties from 750 up to 850K, which is still in that target range in Craigieburn, right? And so what an example property looks like is something like this. Now, this is, to be honest, quite a cherry-picked example, so people comments don't come for me. Now, this is a 700K home bought in the 5th of November. Obviously, these properties are hard to come by. There's properties that from 750 to 850 is more reasonable. But this is an example of sort of a brick house, clean interior, can be rented out straight away with minimal to no issues, 650 square meters of land, relatively close to the major road, but still on a quieter street further away, closer to commercial hubs and the transport line, which is really important for an owner-occupier, a tenant, and as an investor, that is a more appealing home. And this property is going to likely double in 10 years' time and is going to do very, very well. Now, I've had a look at the rentals for a 3x1, and you're going to get anywhere from 520 to about 550 per week. So you put these numbers into the spreadsheet, and this is how it looks. 700K home, stamp duty is an absolute killer. So it's 40K. So if you do want to buy into this market, you're going to have to stomach up that 40K, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's the price of business. We have to go with it. Now, at a 20% deposit and a 550 rent, you're around 4.1% in terms of the yield, which isn't bad at all. Now, I might have underestimated the home and council insurance rates a little bit, but the land tax is around 2K or so. So around negative $13,000 per year after tax, around negative 8K or so if it's in your personal name. Now that's not completely terrible because it's a 4% yield. If you're getting a little bit less, around 520, you start to drop it, it becomes negative 9K, negative 10K if it goes any lower than that. So it becomes a little bit more harder to hold, in my opinion. But the key metric is if you look at this from an annualized growth rate of the next 20 years at 7%, this property could end up being worth, close to 2 mil, 2.5 mil. So when you're buying in those landlocked regions of these established pockets, around $750,000 close to the transport hubs, it has very, very good future potential. And just one last thing, like Craigieburn doesn't have too many issues when it comes to bushfire and flood zones. Of course, if you're going to buy on the outskirts of Craigieburn city, then you're going to be subject to bushfire zones more inherently than the landlocked regions, which is another reason why you focus on the established pockets. There is a little small land subject to inundation overlay on one of these streets throughout Craigieburn. Just double check your insurance rates. It's not much of an issue, but it's just something for you guys to be aware of if you are considering to invest into this location. So the real sticking point out of this entire video for me is the vacancy rate. If you do invest into it, I would have a very strong conversation with your property manager and say, hey, how long is this going to take to rent out? And then overestimate on how long it might take and maybe have to drop the rent to be under market value to get a tenant in there. The last thing you want to do is purchase an expensive property, pay 50K in stamp duty, and then not be able to get a tenant in that property, which is going to cause you to bleed cash. So do the smart thing, talk to a property manager, buy in those established pockets close to the transport hubs of Craigieburn, and set yourself up for success. And if you need help doing that, then jump in the private community. I help you set yourself up for success. I can help guide you on which investments to look at, which properties to purchase. That is why I'm here. And if you have any questions at all, jump in the community, leave it down in the comments below, and I am here to help you. Till next time, thank you very much.